What if I told you that everything you believe about yourself, your thoughts, your identity, even your mind, is an illusion? And breaking free from this illusion could change your life forever. Most people spend their entire lives trapped in a false sense of self, controlled by a mind that's not even real. But today we're going to shatter that illusion. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll discover a truth so profound, it could awaken a freedom you've never known. Section 1. The mind as the ultimate illusion. The mind is a storyteller, constantly spinning narratives to keep you entertained, distracted, or fearful. It operates in a way that makes you believe you are your thoughts, emotions, and memories. From a young age, society teaches us to rely on the mind as the ultimate source of truth, rewarding us for intellectual achievements, reinforcing the importance of labels, and pushing us to define ourselves by external factors. But here's the shocking truth. The mind doesn't define you. It limits you. Think about how often the mind drags you into the past or propels you into the future. You replay awkward conversations from years ago, wishing you'd said something different. Or you project endless scenarios about the future, fearing outcomes that may never even happen. In both cases, the mind is robbing you of the present moment, the only place where life truly exists. The illusion becomes even more convincing when the mind attaches your sense of identity to its stories. You begin to believe, I am not good enough, or I am successful because of my job title. These thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies, shaping how you see yourself and interact with the world. But here's the liberating truth. You are not your mind. You are the awareness behind it, the one who observes these thoughts, detached from their fleeting nature. When you realize this, the power of the mind's illusion begins to crumble. You see thoughts as passing clouds in the sky. There one moment, gone the next. They no longer have the ability to define your reality. You reclaim your power and step into a state of pure presence. This is where true freedom begins. Section 2. How the ego manipulates the mind. The ego is the mind's greatest ally, using it as a tool to maintain control over your life. It thrives on division, comparison, and the constant need for validation. The ego tells you need to be better than others to be valuable, or you'll never be enough unless you achieve X, Y, or Z. It creates an endless cycle of striving and dissatisfaction, ensuring you never feel truly at peace. But have you ever stopped to question the ego's motives? Why does it push you to seek approval from others? Why does it cling to resentment, fear, and insecurity? The answer is simple. The ego's survival depends on your identification with the mind. If you believe you are your thoughts, the ego remains in power. Think about a moment when someone criticized you. How did your mind react? Did it spiral into thoughts of self-doubt or defensiveness? That's the ego at work, feeding off the energy of conflict and validation. It thrives on these reactions, keeping you locked in its grasp. Breaking free from the ego starts with awareness. When you observe the ego's patterns without reacting, its power begins to dissolve. You realize that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone because your true self, the awareness behind the mind, is already whole and complete. This realization is a game changer. It shifts your focus from external validation to internal peace, allowing you to live authentically and free from the ego's grip. Section 3. The mind as a prison. Imagine living in a prison where the walls are made of your own thoughts. Every time you replay a painful memory, worry about the future, or criticize yourself, you're reinforcing those walls. The mind convinces you that this is just the way life is, full of stress, fear, and endless striving. But here's the truth. The prison is an illusion, and the key to freedom has always been within you. The mind's prison thrives on repetition. It loops the same thoughts and emotions, creating a sense of familiarity that feels impossible to escape. For example, you might wake up each morning with a sense of dread about the day ahead. This thought triggers feelings of anxiety, which in turn reinforce the original thought. The cycle continues, keeping you trapped in the mind's illusion. But what happens when you step back and observe this cycle? When you realize that the thought, "I hate mornings," is just a thought, not a reflection of reality, you begin to break free. The prison walls start to crumble, and you see life for what it truly is, an open field of infinite possibility. Living beyond the mind's prison doesn't mean you'll never have negative thoughts again. It means those thoughts no longer control you. You become the observer, watching them pass without attachment. This shift in perspective is the essence of true freedom. It allows you to navigate life with clarity, peace, and a deep sense of inner power. Section 4. The role of mindfulness in breaking free. Mindfulness is the practice of becoming fully present in the moment. It's about observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment or attachment. When you cultivate mindfulness, you create a gap between you and your mind. In this gap, you discover the freedom to choose how you respond to life's challenges. Start with a simple mindfulness exercise. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. As thoughts arise, observe them without engaging. You might notice a thought like, "I'm too busy for this," or "This feels pointless." That's the mind trying to pull you back into its stories. But if you stay present, those thoughts lose their power. With consistent practice, mindfulness becomes a way of life. You stop reacting to every thought and emotion that arises. Instead, you respond with intention and awareness. This is the key to breaking free from the mind's grip and reclaiming your inner peace. Mindfulness also enhances your ability to connect with others. When you're fully present, you listen more deeply, speak more authentically, and experience a greater sense of empathy. These qualities not only improve your relationships, but also deepen your connection to the world around you. Section 5. Living beyond the mind. Living beyond the mind doesn't mean abandoning it altogether. The mind is a valuable tool for solving problems, generating ideas, and navigating daily life. But it's not meant to define your identity or control your experience. When you live from awareness rather than the mind, you experience life with a sense of ease, flow, and freedom. Picture this. You're walking through a crowded city, surrounded by noise and chaos. If you're caught up in the mind, this environment feels overwhelming. But if you're living from awareness, you observe the chaos without being affected by it. You remain calm, centered, and connected to the present moment. This state of being allows you to approach life's challenges with clarity and grace. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond from a place of inner strength. You become the creator of your experience, shaping your reality with intention and wisdom. Living beyond the mind is not a destination, it's a journey. Each moment offers an opportunity to practice awareness, deepen your connection to the present, and align with your true self. As you continue on this path, you'll discover a sense of freedom and fulfillment that transcends anything the mind could ever offer. Section 6. The trap of external validation. We live in a world that constantly conditions us to seek validation from others. From an early age, we're told that success is measured by how much approval we receive, be it through likes on social media, compliments from peers, or recognition at work. The ego thrives on this external validation. It feeds off the applause, the admiration, and the acknowledgement, convincing you that your worth is tied to the opinions of others. But here's the deeper truth. External validation is a trap, an endless loop that keeps you chasing fleeting moments of satisfaction. The moment you rely on others to define your value, you hand over your power. Their opinions become the puppet strings, dictating how you feel about yourself. If they approve, you feel elated. If they don't, you feel worthless. This dependency not only enslaves you to the whims of others, but also disconnects you from your inner truth, the realization that your worth has never depended on anything outside of you. True freedom comes when you break free from this trap. It begins with shifting your focus inward and recognizing that the validation you've been seeking is already within you. You don't need 1,000 likes or a standing ovation to feel worthy. You were born worthy, and nothing can change that. Start by detaching from the need to be liked or admired. Practice self-acceptance and remind yourself daily that you are enough, exactly as you are. When you stop chasing external validation, you create space for a deeper connection with yourself. You begin to live authentically, unburdened by the need to conform to others' expectations. Paradoxically, this authenticity often attracts more genuine respect and admiration from those around you, but by then, you no longer depend on it. Section 7. The ego's game of comparison. Comparison is one of the ego's favorite games. It convinces you that your value is determined by how you measure up to others. Whether it's comparing your achievements, appearance, or possessions, the ego ensures that you're always either feeling superior or inferior, never at peace. But here's the truth. Comparison is a losing game, because there will always be someone who has more or less than you. When you compare yourself to others, you lose sight of your unique path. You begin to believe that your worth is tied to external metrics, how successful, attractive, or talented you are compared to someone else. But in reality, these comparisons are illusions, created by the ego to keep you trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. Breaking free from the game of comparison starts with shifting your focus inward. Instead of looking at others and wondering how you stack up, start appreciating your own journey. Recognize that everyone is on their own path, facing their own challenges and triumphs. Your worth is not determined by how you compare to others. It's inherent and unchanging. Practice gratitude for what you have and who you are. Celebrate your unique strengths and qualities, rather than wishing you were more like someone else. The more you embrace your individuality, the less power the ego's comparisons will have over you. In this space of self-acceptance, you'll find a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Section 8. The illusion of control. The ego thrives on the illusion of control. It tells you that you must have everything figured out, that you must plan, predict, and manipulate every aspect of your life to feel secure. But here's the reality. Control is an illusion. No matter how much you plan or prepare, life is inherently unpredictable. The more you try to control it, the more you suffer. This need for control stems from the ego's fear of the unknown. It wants certainty and stability, but life is anything but certain. When things don't go as planned, the ego panics, spiraling into frustration and anxiety. But what if you could let go of the need to control and embrace the flow of life instead? Letting go doesn't mean being passive or indifferent. It means accepting that while you can influence your circumstances, you cannot control every outcome. It means trusting that life unfolds exactly as it's meant to, even when it doesn't align with your expectations. Practice surrendering to the present moment. When challenges arise, instead of resisting them, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective not only reduces your suffering but also opens you up to new possibilities. The more you let go of control, the more freedom and peace you'll experience. Section 9. The journey of self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is one of the most powerful tools for breaking free from the ego's grip. It involves questioning the thoughts and beliefs that shape your reality and uncovering the deeper truths within you. The ego thrives on unquestioned assumptions, convincing you that you are your thoughts, your past, or your achievements. But through self-inquiry, you discover that these are mere illusions. Start by observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice the patterns and narratives that dominate your mind. Ask yourself, who is thinking these thoughts? Who am I beyond them? These questions guide you to the realization that you are not the thinker but the observer, the awareness that witnesses your thoughts. Self-inquiry also involves examining the beliefs you've inherited from society, family, and culture. Are they truly your own, or have you simply adopted them without question? By identifying and releasing these limiting beliefs, you free yourself from the ego's influence and connect with your authentic self. This journey requires courage and persistence, but the rewards are immeasurable. As you peel back the layers of egoic conditioning, you'll uncover a profound sense of peace, clarity, and freedom. You'll realize that the truth of who you are has always been there, waiting to be rediscovered. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. If this message resonated with you and you're ready to break free from the ego's illusions, remember, true freedom starts within. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more transformative insights, and share your thoughts or breakthroughs in the comments below. Your journey matters, and together we can uncover even deeper truths. See you in the next video.